Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the League Zero Racing Series, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League. We're at Red Bull Ring, round 3 of Season 6 for the Austrian Grand Prix. As always, I'm your host, James East, the mouth of the South, with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, bringing the action 1080p 60 frames a second, as it looks like qualifying is wrapped up here for our open-wheel drivers. And we're going to get ready to send them out. As always, thank you to our fans, friends, and family. Tune in, supporting the broadcast, supporting your favorite racers, as well as supporting League Zero. Also, check out Lap Zero podcast, linked in the description. A few of the guys here at League Zero started putting on a podcast, and let me tell you, if you like car racing at any type, you definitely want to give it a listen. Let's go ahead and run through the grid for today's main event. Starting on pole, the Brit Finley Fitzsimmons sporting the number 1. Reed Gibson, his longtime rival, starting 2nd. Flo Dom starting 3rd. Jaden Calloway starts 4th. Micah Barnett starting 5th. Kevin Burrows starting 6th. Gareth McAllister, the world-famous Australian, starting 7th. Nick Peterson starts 8th. Jack Mundy starting 9th. Ryan Tebow starting 10th. Andrew Kessel starts 11th. Justin Sang starting 12th here today. We're going to cycle it back to Max Wobble starting 13th. Michael Fairchild starts 14th. Jared Davis starting 15th. Antonio Bianchi starts 16th. Felipe Sarkis starting 17th. Peter Rettinger at his home track starting 18th. Ray Aguilar starting 19th. Xavier Zanave starting 20th. Josh Knight starts 21st. Ricardo Espino starting 22nd. Making his League Zero debut, Jeremy Barber starting 23rd, and Jake Duckwall will round out the 24-car grid here today. And let's get ready to go racing, waiting on a couple more drivers to make the grid, waiting on Aguilar, Espino, Jake Duckwall. And then we will get the lights going and get this party started here today. A very healthy grid. Now, we did get word that there is no race control here tonight, so we will not see the full course caution or the safety car come out no matter what, but it looks like all drivers are ready. They're making their way out onto the grid. And here we go to start the night off. Round 3 of Season 6, the Austrian Grand Prix here at Red Bull Ring. Already, it looks like Gibson's going to shoot up the inside line, taking over an early lead from Fitzsimmons. Looks like the field able to navigate turn 1 and races past. We've seen it get a little bit exciting there. Oh, but we've got problems. Josh Knight, Ray Aguilar, looks like they're in the wall. A big crash the opening lap. Let's get a quick replay queued up on that. We're focusing on Knight in the 62 machine. What happens with like a parking lot into turn 1? Oh, a little bit of bumping, a little bit of grinding, then both drivers meeting our old friend outside wall. Pan the camera back up front. We're looking at 3 wide racing. It's Fitzsimmons, it's Gibson, it's Doms, all in the mix. Who's that off track? That's Finley Fitzsimmons, your defending champion, the number 1 machine. He's going to fall all the way back to 5th. That's going to give Reed Gibson a fairly healthy lead up front, and right behind Fitzsimmons, that's Jack Mundy. Kevin Burrows battling for the 6th place spot. You can also see Nick Peterson, number 24 machine. He's being chased by Andrew Kessel in the 97. Oh, who's that off track? That's going to be, I think, Max Wobbles. Taking a ride off into the kitty litter. He's going to fall back to 20th, down 7 spots. Going back to Jack Mundy, he's got pressure from Burrows, Peterson, Andrew Kessel, Jaden Calloway, Ryan Tebow, all in the mix as we just saw Burrows and Burrows and Peterson going side by side. Peterson tries the outside line, but it's getting mighty close as Andrew Kessel squarely in the mix here in the number 97 machine. He's up 3 spots so far, looking for any way around he can. He's picked up the spot from Peterson. But that has allowed Callaway and Tebow to close the gap as well. Oh, this is going to be dicey. Not a lot of real estate for these drivers to try and make moves. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of grinding. Peterson and Kessel leaning on each other's tires. Both get through nice and clean. And everybody's doing a good job so far, keeping it relatively calm. Going back a little bit further, there's Michael Fairchild battling out with Felipe Sarkis in the number 4 machine. We check back in on race leader Reed Gibson, the number 11. He is up one spot so far. Still has Flo Doms working that draft behind him. Doms in the 31 machine. Micah Barnett currently holding inside the podium, but he's got Finley Fitzsimmons trying to lay the hammer down and get back up there. And it's going to be a little bit of a game of draft battle down the start-finish line stretch here at the Red Bull Ring. And look at the scoreboard, the left side, the lap timers. Finley Fitzsimmons clicks off the fastest lap so far, a 1:25.67. A full 2/10 faster than just about anybody else out on track here. But the top three starting to get a little bit closer here. That's Gibson, Doms, Barnett, Fitzsimmons, and McAllister finds himself in the top 5. McAllister, the number 25 machine, having a great run here. He's about a second back from Fitzsimmons, 1.4 and 1.5 ahead of Mundy. And a little bit further back, Andrew Kessel, the 97, just continues to find himself battling intently with Peterson, the number 24 machine. Peterson looks to the inside line. Oh, looks like Kessel gets a little bit loose there. Peterson might have a little bit better drive, but no. Kessel shuts the door, wanting to hold on to that 8th place position, but they're losing time here to Kevin Burrows in 7th. And back up front, things are starting to tighten up even a little bit more. Micah Barnett catching up to the back of the Canadian Flo Doms. Oh, and now we've got a bit of a freight train going here. As we go on board the defending champ, Finley Fitzsimmons, the number 1 machine. That is Micah Barnett just ahead. And you can also just barely see Doms ahead as they're all working the draft. Fitzsimmons in a good spot here to try and make something happen. He dives to the inside line. He's going to be hard on the brakes. Looks like he's going to pick up the position, but almost tricycling that car through the corner. Looked like the right rear was pretty much off the ground. So Fitzsimmons back up into 3rd, and he's got Flo Doms in his sight. Gibson's got to be loving this, the race leader. Every time these guys are battling behind, that's allowing your race leader to try and stretch that gap and maybe put himself in a position where the other drivers will not be able to draft their way back up to him. Because yes, Gibson's gap has stretched to 1.4 seconds now over Doms. Doms, Fitzsimmons, and Barnett still in a very tight cluster. You could just see Gareth McAllister hold on to the top 5 in that number 25 machine. Taking a look here, looks like it's going to be Jared Davis, the number 26 machine, and Felipe Sarkis, the number 4, are hard chargers. Both of these guys are up 4 positions, and unfortunately we do have a crash report. Jeremy Barber has unfortunately retired back to pit road. Let's see what happened to Barber here, a newcomer to the series. Looks like he's by his lonesome, so it most likely is going to be a single car. Oh, too hard on the brakes. Pulls over and says, you know what? We'll try again next time. Just inside the top 10, we've got Jared Davis and Ryan Tebow battling for 9th. Davis now up 6 positions in the number 26. And a very intent Ryan Tebow and Jaden Calloway behind. Another update towards the top of the field. Fitzsimmons has worked his way back up into 2nd, but he is 1.5 seconds back from Gibson. Gibson now holds the fastest lap of the race on 1:25.11. A full 1/10 of a second faster than Fitzsimmons has been able to put down here. So now the question is, Fitzsimmons, who wants to maximize his points, is he going to hammer down? Oh, we just saw somebody go flying. That was Justin Sang, I believe. He went absolutely flying off the track there. Let's see what happened to Sang, the number 68. Oh, a little bit of grass and tries to lock it up. I think just barely tapped the wall there. Back up front to Reed Gibson. His gap has dwindled to 1.2 seconds ahead of Fitzsimmons. Oh, and you can see the number 1 in the background as Doms, Barnett, and McAllister still in a nice tidy line. Now we got to report Josh Knight, the number 62 machine, has come down pit road. And look at this absolute cluster. This is just inside the top 10. That's Davis and Tebow battling for 9th, right behind Jaden Calloway. But not out of the picture is Sarkis, Fairchild, Bianchi. Oh, this is mighty close here. Tebow looks like he's going to hold on to 9th for a little while longer as Davis continues his pursuit. Jaden Calloway, the 37 machine, had pace, but an early incident puts him down 7 positions. Currently holding on to the 11th place spot as he is right behind Davis. The dirt getting kicked off a Red Bull ring. Very impressive. I guess we didn't get the air dryer, the sweeping machines out for this one. Drivers complaining about the dirt in practice, but the track prep just not quite what they were looking for. Almost reminiscent of Coda a few years back. Just not as bumpy, I would say. Fairchild making a move against Felipe Sarkis, the number 4 machine. While ahead of them, they're also going too wide. Oh, somebody with a bobble, that's Calloway. Might have missed the gear. And that's going to be a rough spot to be in as here comes Fairchild on the gas hard. And we also got to report Peter Rettinger involved in an incident. Not what he was looking for at his home track. And something's going on up ahead as well. McAllister still pushing forward, now battling for 4th place with Micah Barnett. Oh no, a big blink from McAllister. That's the last thing he wants as he's side by side with the 59 of Barnett. Looks like it may work to his advantage as he pushes himself up into 4th. Looks like I just saw Mundy drift a little wide there in the final corner. Felipe Sarkis and Antonio Bianchi both down pit road together. Oh, McAllister, I'm fairly certain not within the track limits, but not lifting at all. If he's going to be off track, he's going to be confidently off track in this one. And again, more great side-by-side racing. Ryan Tebow, Andrew Kessel battling for 8th. Tebow's going to hold on to the number 27 machine, Kessel. Oh, we got to be careful with the curbing here. These cars very easy to get a little bit upset and really easy to pitch around if you lose that draft. A lot of stop and go corners here, Red Bull Ring. As we watch Kessel keeping the pressure on Tebow. Tebow's got problems. Kessel moves up to 8th. And now it's a 4-car party. It's Kessel, Tebow, Davis, Calloway. Running 8th through 11th here. Up front, Finley Fitzsimmons has been very slowly closing the gap to race leader Reed Gibson. But there's been fantastic racing all across the track here tonight. And you got to give Ryan Tebow a big thumbs up as well, sporting it looks like a Team Goon Squad livery here at Red Bull Ring. Oh, and he's going to go for a massive sin through turn 1. His momentum stalls. That was Jared Davis in the red 26 looking for an opening. We're going to hint at 3-wide racing. Oh, not enough real estate here. Kessel's holding on to 8th, tooth and nail. Davis in the red machine going to throw it in deep the inside line, but there's nowhere to go. He gets into Kessel. They're both off track. Jared Davis, Andrew Kessel collide. Looks like Davis comes out relatively okay. Kessel not quite as good. It looks like that machine might be driving a little bit wounded, the 97, as he is falling back now to 13. Hate to see it for Kessel, but that was a really fun race to continue watching. As we go back up front, here is Reed Gibson being stalked by Fitzsimmons. We got Flashpoint O'Rourke joining us, cheering on Ryan Tebow in that number 27 machine. Tebow very thankful to get away from those shenanigans behind him. As we watch the battle for the lead, Gibson knows Fitzsimmons right in the draft. Fitzsimmons hops out of line, comes off the fastest lap of the race on 124.898. Fitzsimmons realizes doesn't quite have enough time to commit to the move through turn one. Links up back behind Gibson. Wonder if these two drivers are going to try and work together slightly here to maybe put a gap in that 31 machine of Flo Doms. Oh no, that is not the plan. Fitzsimmons up the inside line. Gibson tries to cross back down low. Nothing of it. Fitzsimmons takes over the race lead. So now it'll be Fitzsimmons' turn to go defensive as Gibson takes a peek to the inside line. This is allowing Flo Doms in third to catch a break, slowly catching up as Fitzsimmons and Gibson dangerously close to track limits here. Surely the top two know if they spend too much time battling, Doms very much has the pace, and he would like nothing more to make this a three-car battle for the first. Meanwhile, McAllister still holding on to fourth. Barnett holding inside the top five. Several drivers retired for the evening. Andrew Kessel, Josh Knight, Jeremy Barber, Ray Aguilar, Jake Duckwall, all back in the virtual hauler. Hopefully we'll see them back for the final sprint race of the night as Fitzsimmons once again clicks off the fastest lap of the race with clean air in front of him on 124.88 as Gibson has fallen off the pace here. And here comes Doms in the number 31 machine. He wants to battle for the top, at least a little bit higher in the top three. He's looking for second now against Gibson. The crossed green and white flags will be out this time by as Doms a little bit of a bobble on the brakes to avoid Gibson, but the crossed green and white are out, signifying the halfway mark. Waiting for Fitzsimmons to cross the line. Oh, a big bobble out of, yes, Doms once more. No, excuse me, that was Gibson allowing Doms to squeeze by in the 31. So Doms back up into second place now. Gibson slides back to third. Waiting to see when the pit cycle is going to open because I believe I just saw a little bit of traffic ahead of race leader Finley Fitzsimmons. I believe that's maybe, what's going to be tough to see, that's the number 24 of Nick Peterson, who spent 7 minutes on pit road getting some damage repaired, and he's got to be mindful. Fitzsimmons absolutely on the gas, continuing to drop those lap times. Must not be too worried as Doms and Gibson have rapidly fallen back, now 2.5 seconds back from race leader Finley Fitzsimmons. I would imagine Fitzsimmons here going to be a little bit careful around traffic with the very large lead he currently has. Cycling it back, Micah Barnett, Jack Mundy having a battle inside the top five. Side by side we go. Barnett has the inside line. Barnett, the number 59. Mundy, the number 14. Barnett holds on to fifth, but this is going to be another draft battle, and surely they know they're slowing down the pace, losing those drivers ahead of them. I don't think fourth place Gareth McAllister is going to complain too much about this battle. Oh, look at Mundy. He was all sorts out of shape there. Able to hold on to it. All these drivers on the ragged edge at the Red Bull Ring. As it looks like for the most part as we are past the halfway mark, the gap's starting to open up a little bit for a lot of these drivers. Right now, Doms in second and Gibson in third are closest two drivers out on track. as we go on board with Reed Gibson. He's about 4/10 back. Well, that is not a good sound it makes when he's crossing the curbing there. Got another battle going on as well. Looks like Espino, Zhang, and Callaway in a nice tidy pack. 13, 14, 15 points paying positions. Oh no! Race leader Finley Fitzsimmons is off track. Fitzsimmons falls back to third. He's off in the kitty litter. He's got to be. Oh, who was that? Jack Mundy just launched himself off the track. Where was he going? So Fitzsimmons is going to fall back to sixth. Now it's Doms, Gibson, and McAllister. Let's get another replay queued up. What happened to Fitzsimmons here? Oh, just barely caught the right side. A little bit of dirt will send him sliding backwards. Fitzsimmons has an uphill battle here as he's working back around Kevin Burrows in the number 23. And now it looks like Burrows is going to have more company from Mundy in the number 14. Fairchild comes down pit road for his one scheduled stop of the evening. Again, if you're just tuning in, you've missed a whole lot of action as it's Doms, Gibson, and McAllister, your current top three. Current points leader Micah Barnett sits comfortably in fourth. And as it stands, 14 drivers have yet to box for this race. As there is race leader Doms, both Doms and Gibson stretching the track limits a little bit there through the final couple of corners. And Gibson's got a big run here. We might see a dive into turn one. He gets set up for it right in there. Doms, maybe a little bit of a wiggle. I don't think it was blocking, but it would be a little bit close. But Gibson in a good spot here. He knows everybody still needs to box to make it till the end, but he's getting to measure up Flo Doms to see what's going on. Doms holds on to the race lead, 0.8 of a second up over Gibson. Oh, and we've got more problems for the defending champion, Fitzsimmons. Involved in another incident, a very precarious spot here, right in the racing surface. Oh no, Fitzsimmons has taken a tow. He is done and out of it in the number one. Is it another self-inflicted? Oh, this is a slow speed crash as Fitzsimmons just loses it there. Oh! And gets tagged by, I think that was Jack Mundy. Yes, it was. Mundy has completely bent the car. And I've got to say, I don't think any fault of his own. Fitzsimmons was in just such a precarious spot. And what is this going to do for the Drivers' Champions? Fitzsimmons came into tonight second in points. He's going to really have to work hard. He is currently 17, so out of the points for this opening feature event. Still great racing across the track. We've got the two purple car drivers, Bianchi and Espino, side by side, battling for 12th. A very important spot as it looks like there's a little bit of rub in there. Now, again, it's very important. Whoever finishes 12th will start on pole for the sprint race. Espino looks like he was going to get set up for a big move through turn one. Thinks better of it. And Bianchi will hold on to 12th here. This has been an absolute nail-biter. Looks like Bianchi might have missed a gear there. Andrew Kessel returns back out on track after 9 minutes and 30 seconds in his pit stall. Let's go a little bit further ahead. Looks like Peter Renger, who's up 10 positions, trying to track down our hard charger, Xavier Zanave, the flying Frenchman, who's up 13 spots so far. Looks like Renger, I was going to say, had the pass. Oh, Renger's going to take this opportunity to come down pit road, maybe get some clean track. Well past the halfway mark, the top 8 drivers have yet to box. Flo Doms currently holds on to a comfortable 1 second lead over Reed Gibson. McAllister still holds on to the top 3. Looks like a little bit of traffic ahead for Doms. It's going to be 20th place, Andrew Kessel. With the next driver, Doms has to overtake if he does not come down pit road on this lap. Looks like Wobbles, number 13 machine, running 8th. He's caught up to Zanave. And Doms clicks off the fastest lap of the race, a 1:24.36. The number 31 absolutely flying here tonight. As we watch the battle for 7th, Xavier Zanave, Max Wobbles, separated by less than a quarter of a second. Neither driver coming down pit road. They're having entirely too much fun to worry about fuel at this point. Is Wobbles going to set up for the draft? Is behind them. Jaden Calloway comes down pit road as he sits in 9th. Looks like Wobbles content following along. But how much longer is race leader Dom's going to stay out for? Gibson's fallen off back slightly. I wonder if Gibson's maybe running some fuel numbers, talking to his crew, saying, all right, we've got to hit these certain marks. Oh, Dom's really stepping out the back in there in that 31. Absolutely on the ragged edge, and neither Doms nor Gibson come down pit road. Micah Barnett in 4th, the number 59 machine, your points leader, he's down pit road. Drivers in and out extremely quickly, spending on average about 5 seconds in their pit stall, putting in just enough fuel to make it to the end. They've only got 3 laps left to go. And every driver spends about 35 to 40 seconds from the time they cross the commitment cones onto pit road. By the time they pass the exit cones, surely we're not going to see anybody try and stretch it to the end. I can't say we've seen it yet in all the seasons we've covered here at League Zero. But if somebody could pull it off, that could very well be absolutely spectacular. Surely we'll see Doms and Gibson come down pit road very, very soon. Last time by, Doms with a 124.4, Gibson a 124.6. So Dom's still very much on the throttle as you see the dirt getting kicked up everywhere here. Is Dom's going to come down pit road? He looks like he's still wide open. He's going to go out another lap. Gibson's going to follow. 2 laps left to go. Oh, this is going to be, surely they'll come down pit road. And all of our years here at League Zero, we have not seen anybody make it on fuel to do an entire feature event. We've got Steve Sim Station tuning in cheering on McAllister. I want to say I've seen Steve's post on the Facebook iRacing groups before with his channel. And again, as it stands, it's Doms, Gibson, McAllister. Your top three. All three drivers have yet to box. And I will go ahead and tell you, I will absolutely lose my mind if they can do it with no pit stops. Gibson still looking for his first win of the season. McAllister looking for his first podium. It's 2 laps left to go here at Red Bull Ring. Doms has a little bit of traffic ahead. That's 20th place Andrew Kessel. Running about 7 laps down after a very lengthy stay in pit road, but wanted to get back out there, get the seat time. Doms comes down pit road. Gibson will follow suit. What about McAllister? McAllister down pit road. The top 3 all down pit road together. Well, let's keep an eye out and see how this one's going to work. Who's going to be first out? Dom smoking the tires to get out on track. So it's still Doms, Gibson, McAllister. McAllister has problems on pit road. The number 25 machine's there for 14 seconds. Micah Barnett back up into third. McAllister snatches defeat from the jaws of victory with some sort of pit road error. He must have had some sort of penalty to serve, and oh, absolutely gutting as McAllister falls back to 6th. So that is going to be Doms, Gibson, Barnett. Let's get the fans to get some F's in chat for the world-famous Australian who is leaving his pit stall after 43 seconds. And unfortunately, McAllister dropped all the way back down to 12th. Now 13th. Absolutely tough go of it. Driving so strong it would have been his best finish of the season. Now the big question is, the white flag will be out next time by. Is Gibson going to try and get set up for a draft pass against Doms? And what's this? Micah Barnett in 3rd place. He's back down pit road. The white flag is out and the podium is not yet decided. That could very well put Kevin Burrows back up into podium contention. Is Barnett serving a drive-through? No, he's back down pit road. Kevin Burrows takes over the 3rd place spot. Max Wobbles moves up to 4th. And I believe Antonio Bianchi might find himself inside the top 5 here. Yes, Bianchi takes over the top 5. And curious enough, Max Wobbles has not come down pit road, ladies and gentlemen, the 4th place driver. Oh, he looks mighty slow out of the corner, though. So Wobbles gonna gamble it all here. Still 8 seconds ahead of Antonio Bianchi. This may work out for him. Let's go back up front. Reed Gibson in 2nd. Doms, your race leader. Doms makes his way around the final corner here at Red Bull Ring and gives a little bit of wiggle to the fans. Flo Doms picks up the win. Reed Gibson's going to get 2nd. And it's going to be Kevin Burrows rounding out the top 3. Dom's pulling over to give a wave to the corner workers and track marshals here at Red Bull Ring. They seem pretty nonchalant about the whole deal. And what a race at the ring. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of mishaps, and a good point from Alex Penn. McAllister did finish 11th, so he'll be starting second in the sprint race here tonight. Wait for a couple more drivers to cross the line. And it looks like we've got just about everybody here. We're going to get things started. Perfect. Looks like the gang is all here. We're going to start things off with Kevin Burrows, the number 23 machine. Kevin, welcome to the top three, in which was a very interesting night, it looked like.
It was definitely interesting. Definitely for sure.
Now, at the beginning of this race, Kevin, I mean, did you expect yourself to be up here contending for a podium, or what was the expectations coming into the Red Bull Ring?
No, I didn't expect it. I was expecting a P5-ish, give or take a little bit. But some things happened in front of me, and Finley went out and a couple other guys. So worked out good for me in the end.
Well, Kevin, I know Barcelona and Sebring weren't the best results you're looking for, but maybe a little bit of momentum building up, and now you're going to also be starting kind of in the thick of it here in the sprint race. What's it going to be like? What's the plan starting about that 8th or 9th place spot here?
Survival. That's always a plan in a sprint race.
Well, awesome, Kevin. We wish you the best of luck. It's good to have you up here in the podium the first time this season. And before we let you go, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped make it happen for you?
Give a shout out to my teammate Flo, and as always, my wife and my child for letting me enjoy my hobby.
Awesome, Kevin. Always a pleasure, my friend, and good luck in the sprint race.
Thanks, James.
Thank you, sir. That was Kevin Burrows finishing third. Up next, we got Reed Gibson, Mr. Consistency. Welcome back, Reed. A very good second place, and a lot of fun watching you and Doms play a little bit of cat and mouse here tonight.
Yeah, I was leading for a little bit, and then I thought, that's not consistent. I need to be in second, so I let myself drop back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, your third second-place finish in a row.
Yes. Yeah, actually, yeah.
So
That's pretty wild.
So, Reed, I mean, you and I have talked in the opening couple rounds about how consistency is very important at the end of the championship, like we saw last year. Is that the plan? Is that kind of what the game plan was tonight? Seeing, all right, Doms and I are getting a little bit on the edge here, and was it points at the forefront of your mind?
Yeah, I mean, once we got into the race and, well and proper, I did my aggressive move at the start, which I thought was pretty fair, and it turned out really well. And I just settled into a rhythm. I saw Finley catching me, and I didn't do anything about it. I just sat in my little zone of consistency and figured whatever pace I have will get me to the end. It's no point in trying to fight and spinning out trying to do it.
Well, it seemed like it worked out very well, and again, a very good points-paying night. You're going to gain a lot of ground on Fitzsimmons and Barnett after this one. I mean, I know every race we say, what's the plan for the sprint, but with the consistency plan, does that kind of change what you do off the start on the line? Does it kind of make you rethink how deep you're going to dive into one?
No, I think starting in the back here, you got to be even more conservative. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an incident, so just going to try and stick to the inside and drive in my mirrors.
Awesome, Reed. We're looking forward to watching. Congratulations on a very consistent second place. And before I let you get ready for the sprint, who do you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen for you?
So just going to do a shout out to League Zero for putting on great events. This season is bigger and better than ever, and I'm excited to keep driving.
Awesome, Reed. Thank you as always, and best of luck out there.
All right, see you later.
Yes, sir. That was Reed Gibson bringing it home. And second, but up next, the man, the myth, the smooth-talking legend, Flo Doms. Welcome back to the top spot, my friend.
Thank you very much, James.
Doms, I mean, second win of the season, a podium last week at Sebring. We're starting to see you up here more often, my friend.
Yeah, I hope I can get used to it. And you as well.
I think I can handle it. Flo, you came in tonight in third. You're going to gain a lot of points on Fitzsimmons as well as Barnett. I mean, the championship, I know it's very early in the season, but surely that's at the forefront of your mind going, all right, let's keep getting these points each and every week.
Yeah, that's right. I think I wasn't fastest guy on track. Finlay and also Reed were definitely quicker. I tried to conserve my tires at the beginning a little bit, and I think it paid out at the end of the race.
Now, Flo, compared to seasons past, it seems like you're right in the meat grinder each and every week for the restarts, the sprints with that inverted top 12. As maybe a newer experience, is that more nerve-wracking starting there, or are you kind of used to it by now?
It is always nerve-wracking. I mean, you see all the crashes all the time, even on the replay. And yeah, I go into those races a little bit more cautious, but also nervous.
Well, Flo, it's been a lot of fun watching you race. It's great having you back in the top spot in the booth, and I know you got you ready for the sprint race, so we'll wrap it up. But who do you want to give a shout to that helps make this massive win possible for you?
Kevin again, shout out to him. P3 today is really strong for TLDR SimSport today, and let's see if we can get some more points in the next race.
Awesome. Flo, congratulations. Best of luck in the sprint, and hope to have you back up here, my friend.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank
Talk
you,
soon.
sir. And that was Flo Doms, the number 31 machine, bringing it home in the top spot of the opening feature event. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in less than 5 minutes for the action-packed sprint race to cap off the evening. Half the laps and twice the action. And while you got time, go ahead and click the link in the description. Get the old Lap Zero podcast pulled up if you like racing cars of any sort. Give it a listen. One of my favorite podcasts I've listened to in a while. And again, we'll be right back with more League Zero. All right, race fans, we are back. The final sprint race of the evening here at the Austrian Grand Prix. We've got an inverted top 12 for you, and it is going to be an exciting one. Welcome back. Is this going to be Jared Davis starting at the front? Gareth McAllister starts second. Michael Fairchild starting third. Peter Rettinger starts fourth. Felipe Sarkis fifth. Justin Sang starting sixth. Michael Barnett starts seventh. Antonio Bianchi starting eighth. Max Wobble starting 9th, Kevin Burrows starting 10th, Reed Gibson starts 11th, and Flo Doms will end that top 12 inversion. Let us know who you're cheering for on the YouTube side of the broadcast as we get ready to kick things off. Waiting for the lights to go on and then off. Jared Davis opts not to start the number 26 machine. That's going to put McAllister up front all by his lonesome. McAllister had such a great race in the feature event, and now he's got fire in his eyes as he has a big bobble through turn 1, able to hold on to it. And McAllister already has a 1-second breakaway. We go back a little bit further as Michael Fairchild second. He's got Rettinger, Sang, Barnett, Wobbles all in the fray. Oh, a little bit of net code there, I believe, between, just about everybody. Oh, we knew that wasn't going to happen. And the field stacks up. We've got no safety car available. I see Ryan Tebow in that mix, the number 27. A lot of drivers in that mix. And let's go ahead and get the old magical replay queued up because it's going to be a good one. Focused in on Max Wobbles, the 13th. I believe he gets hit from behind. Yes, he does by the 17. And then just things go bad to worse. So Duckwall Davis Barber did not start. We have not seen anybody take a tow back to pit road yet, but I think we're about to. It's Xavier Zanave. And who else involved in that one? I believe it was Peterson, Fairchild, Zanave, everybody going off track here. As we go back up front, we got a battle for the top 3. Micah Barnett keeping the pressure on Peter Rettinger. Ray Aguilar and Finley Fitzsimmons off track. Fitzsimmons not having the night he's looking for. Antonio Bianchi comes down pit road. Fitzsimmons takes a tow back to pit road. Who was that? That was Micah Barnett. A very hard off track. Tries to get it pointed in the right direction. Oh, mindful of the rejoin. A very tough move. Let's see what happened. That's Barnett, the inside line. I believe that's Rettinger right behind. Oh, too much curving from Barnett. Around she goes. He's all the way now back to 17th. McAllister still leading this thing 2 laps in. Felipe Ramos joined us from inside an airplane. Reed Gibson moving up into 4th. You heard him in the feature event interview saying, I'm going to take it slow and steady here. Just to avoid the messes and see what we can do for points. As it stands, it's McAllister, Fairchild, Rettinger, your top 3. Gibson and Sarkis rounding out the top 5. The top 3 fairly spread out, so it looks like Doms is going to take over the 6th place, capitalizing on Jack Mundy's off track. And there's Kevin Burrows, the number 23 machine. He's up 2 spots as well. Burrows holding a little bit of a tighter line through the final corner. Gibson so far is the fastest lap on 126.354. About 2.5 tenths faster than race leader McAllister, but McAllister way out front. Micah Barnett down pit road, accompanying Antonio Bianchi, Xavier Zanave. Andrew Kessel is done and out. Finley Fitzsimmons also out of this race. Burrows makes another pass on Mundy. And now Jaden Calloway, the number 37 machine, going to try and work a little bit. Oh, no, he's going to get in the side of Mundy. Somehow they hold on to it. Calloway did have the fastest lap of the race, a 126.62. Or excuse me, that was his fastest lap of the race. But almost threw it away there with the contact with Mundy in the 14. Callaway's going to try and get set up for a draft down the start-finish line. Once we get to that point, I think he's going to hang back till then. As it looks like fourth place driver Reed Gibson very slowly closing the gap to Peter Rettinger. What's going on here? That is Michael Fairchild finds himself off track. He's going to drop way down 12th, but let's go further up ahead. Gibson has worked his way up into second now. Getting around Rettinger, getting around Doms. And no, Doms has issues. Oh, parked in a very precarious spot. He's trying to limp it. Surely he knows he needs to tow. The car won't turn. Is he high-centered? Oh, Doms needs to take a tow here. He can't get out of the way. Possible transmission damage. Let's see what happened to Doms in that 31 machine. That's the 4 of Sarkis alongside. Oh, a little bit of contact between Sarkis and Doms. Sarkis finishes him off and then just can't get out of the way. And Doms, unfortunately, takes a tow back to pit road. McAllister, your race leader, has a 2.3 second gap over Gibson. Let's see what the lap time is going to reflect as he crosses the line here. A 126.1. Gibson a 125.3, so gaining ground quickly. McAllister's last win way back August 4th, 2022 at Suzuka Grand Prix. And wants to try and pick up another one to end that almost year-long dry spell. But let me tell you, Reed Gibson knows it is a points night for him in that number 11 machine. McAllister just going to hammer down. He's got nothing but clean track ahead. If we go a little bit further back, Felipe Sarkis in 5th. He's trying to catch up to Jack Mundy. Mundy is up 15 positions so far tonight. Sarkis took a peek to the inside line, not able to capitalize. That's allowing Burrows and Callaway closing the gap right behind that Brazilian sporting the number 4 on the side of this machine. And that's the danger of making passes when there's so much traffic. One little bobble, one little stall of the run, and everybody behind is very quick to catch back up. Mundy still about 4/10 ahead of Sarkis. Sarkis 3.5 ahead of Burrows. Oh, who's going to make a lunge here? Sarkis has lost a lot of ground to Mundy. Meanwhile, Burrows says, I've got a shot up the inside. Hard on the brakes to avoid getting to Sarkis. That allowed Callaway carry a little bit more speed around the outside line. Here comes Callaway looking for something to happen. And oh, we've got more crash reports. Ray Aguilar, Josh Knight. A big incident involving Aguilar taking a tow back to pit road. Let's get it queued up, see what happened to Aguilar in the 72. Oh, we look at 3 wide, and that just wasn't going to work, I'm afraid. Oh, and a very quick parking lot. I think that's... Yeah, Aguilar takes a tow back to pit road. I think that was also... Yes, that was a Spino involved in that one. Gibson, 3.7 seconds back from McAllister, a second ahead of Rettinger. Redinger did have good pace there. It looks like, I'm not sure if Redinger had fantastic pace or maybe Gibson had a bobble. That gap was down to about 0.4 of a second at one point. And just inside the top 5, or outside the top 5, I should say, the battle heats up as here comes Kevin Burrows. Look to the inside line of Sarkis. Sarkis carries a little bit more speed around the outside. Very quickly pulls about a car and a half length over Burrows. Very impressed with the racecraft we're seeing inside the top 5. Burrows holds on to 5th, fending off Sarkis and Callaway. Your top 3 is McAllister, Gibson, and Redinger. Everybody stretched out by at least a second. A lot of gap there in the top 3. McAllister almost 4 seconds ahead of Gibson. Gibson 2 seconds ahead of Redinger. Looks like another battle shaping up out on track. Justin Sang catching up to Michael Fairchild in the battle for 10th. Everybody trying to work the draft as hard as they can. We've got 3 laps left to go in this sprint race. And as we saw in the feature, nothing is official until you have crossed the line. As I say that, Sarkis looks like he was going to fire back against Burrows. Both drivers not the best drive out of the corner. That's allowing Mundy in 4th to really check out 2.4 seconds ahead of the battle for 5th. Burrows and Sarkis, your 2 closest drivers out on track, kicking dirt up everywhere. Sarkis looks to the inside line once more. It looks like he's going to get it against Burrows. More problems out on track, though. Nick Peterson, Ricardo Espino. No, Espino takes a tow back to pit road. Were these 2 involved together? Let's see what happened. Peterson was the first to crash. Oh. And where does Espino come into the mix here? Oh, that was Espino. Just a rough go for those drivers. Peterson inside the top 12, but Ricardo Espino, Josh Knight have both retired from this event. McAllister still your race leader, but Gibson is on the gas, a 125 flat his last time by. Sang and Fairchild can't get away from each other for the battle inside the top 10. Oh, a gutsy move from Fairchild there. No, excuse me, Sang in the 68. Taking back over the 10th place position. 2 laps left to go here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Focus back in on race leader. You could just see Gibson in the background, 2.8 seconds back from the world famous Australian. McAllister makes his way out on the start-finish line, the second to final lap of the race as he clicks over. McAllister a 125.5, Gibson a 125.26. And you can hear the tires screaming and protest through the first corner here at Red Bull Ring. Drivers having to slow way, way down. Not a lot of downforce to rely on at that point. Kevin Burrows, Jaden Callaway battling for 6th. Callaway shoots back at the inside line. There's Felipe Sarkis holding on to 5th, having a pretty solid race despite the calamity we've seen so far this evening. You can also see Ryan Tebow and Max Wobbles battling for 8th, so the field's starting to stack up here around that mid-pack. Wobbles on the inside line. Tebow out to the left. A little bit of smoke between as the wheels make contact. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line as they start their final lap. As McAllister just has a couple of corners to make before the white flag will come out. Gibson still lags behind 2.6 seconds. The white flag will be shown to McAllister. 1 lap left to go for the Australian, who desperately wants to pick up his second career win. It has been since August of 2022 since we saw the number 25 Aussie flag on the top spot. Can he do it once more? He's got to be nervous here. He doesn't have to push too hard. He's got 0.6 of a lap left to go, a 2.3 second advantage. You can just see Gibson in the background. Half a lap left to go for McAllister. It's clean track ahead. He will not catch 14th place Bianchi before the finish line. As we all wait with bated breath, the fans are going absolute nuts on the broadcast spectator area. McAllister makes his way through the 2 final corners. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Makes his way out onto the start-finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Gareth McAllister brings home the win here at the final sprint race of the night, the Austrian Grand Prix. McAllister will do it. His second career win. Reed Gibson brings home second, and Peter Rettinger will round out the top 3. McAllister taking a slow lap. He's got to be absolutely emotional here. The young driver, definitely a fan favorite amongst every race he is in. One of the nicest guys you can find out on track. And just taking a moment to enjoying the moment here at Red Bull Ring. Giving a salute to the fans. McAllister has made his way in the waiting room. We're waiting on Gibson and Rettinger. And here we go. Oh! He's not used to this part. And McAllister's going to put on a smoke show for the fans here in Austria. He paid for the car. He's going to use the whole car. Gareth McAllister. Gonna burn it down here tonight. Well done all the way around. As we are waiting for Rettinger to make his way up into the booth. And it looks like we're ready things to get going. Up first, Peter Rettinger, the number 44, picking up a podium at the home track. Welcome to the top 3, my friend. A great run out there.
James, it's been a long time since I've been here.
It's been too long, my friend. Tell me about how action-packed the sprint was.
Yeah, it wasn't too action-packed for me, at least, because I had different of gap between in front of the back, except the one coming from behind now at the end. That was pretty close, actually. But yeah, I'm actually very happy to have survived.
Yeah, a lot of drivers went home early. Some didn't even make it back from the feature event and just said, I've had enough. But, Peter, I know it's been a rough few opening races, but surely this has got to be a pretty big confidence boost for you.
Yeah, I don't know. The other drivers are pretty fast actually, and I was a little bit luck here.
Well, hey,
Wow, with starting so much in front, and I just survived. I'm pretty proud of that.
no, you had do an excellent run all the way around, kept the car clean and shine. I don't even see any off tracks on the broadcast software, so that's got to be an award in its own right after tonight at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, the feature was a little bit sketchy sometimes, but the sprint was pretty good.
Well, Peter, we're pumped to have you back up here inside the top three. Like you said, it's been too long since we've had this opportunity. Fantastic to have you back in the booth. And Peter, before I let you go and celebrate the home track win, who do you want to give a shout out to that made it happen for you?
I do a little bit of advertisement, and I'm greeting all the players of my game.
Well, which game, Peter?
I'm developing a game which is currently early access. It's called Archipelago, but I don't want to make any more advertisement here now.
Okay, well, hey, I think you earned it tonight, buddy. Peter, congratulations on the third, and hope
Perfect.
to have you back up here more often.
Yeah, hopefully next time again. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See you next time.
See you, bud. That was Peter Rettinger bringing it home in third. Up next, we've got Reed Gibson, a very consistent second place. I think he got something figured out here.
Yeah, P2 baby. The team is called Runners Up, and we didn't do enough running up last season. So I'm trying to redouble down on that.
So, Reed, at what point are you going to rename the team we really want first?
Never, because that's not what we want. We want second.
Well-
Aim low, be surprised with success.
Yeah, never be disappointed. That's been my philosophy for life, man. But up 9 spots, like you said, very smooth and consistent through the opening laps, and looked like you were very careful on where you decided to point the nose of that number 11.
Yeah, no, I mean, I ended up starting on the outside, so we kind of talk about trying to protect the inside, and in this case, just going into turn 3, I saw Antonio next to me, and I lined it up straight, and I was pressing the look right button a couple times, and gave everybody as much room as I could, and didn't do anything crazy, and it all worked out.
Well,
Until
Reed,
I gotta slow down.
a little give and take there, but
We'll give and take.
Reed, I mean, this is an excellent start to the season, man. Very consistent, a lot of great points being collected. I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to shape up tonight, but I'm thinking this might put you back in the lead for points, if not very, very close to it.
Yeah, possibly. So I'm gonna have to really work my personal life schedule, try to make as many races as possible, and keep running consistent. I'm gonna make it a goal for more P2s.
Well, awesome. Reed, always a pleasure. Before I let you go and celebrate with the rest of the team, who do you want to give a shout out to?
So shout out to the rest of the Chicken House guys. Shout out to my teammate Justin, who I almost ran into on the first lap, but they had a couple guys that tried to do the no stopper, and it ended up working out really well. So I'm proud of them.
Awesome. Good to have you back up here, my friend, and hope to have you here next week as well.
All right, me too. See you later.
See you, sir. That was Reed Gibson bringing it home in second. But up next, the man, the myth, the bloomin' onion himself, the Australian legend. Welcome back, Gareth McAllister, with your second career win.
Hi, James.
Hello, Gareth.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you feeling after that? And we saw the emotional cool-down lap just kind of taken in the moment, but walk us through your thought process during that sprint event, which surely was nerve-wracking.
Well, it all started basically. Sorry, it's. It basically all started at the end of the feature. I accidentally went over, like I took pit entry really badly, and I got a 40-second stop and hold or
Yes,
whatever.
sir. Yeah, we saw that. You snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yep. So that went really well, and then not too long after that, when I came out, Finley, unfortunately, Finley was my teammate was caught up with some problems tonight, but he was letting me know that I came out around P13, so I needed 1 or 2 spots to get on the front row, and so I did that on the final lap and managed to start up front, and I guess held it for the rest of the way. I'm not sure what happened to our good friend Jared Davis, who was meant to be starting on pole next to me. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, unfortunately, wasn't. I wasn't super happy with not seeing him there on the grid because I would have liked him there because he's fun to race with. But it is what it is, and I just kept the front since the get go, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it was smooth sailing from there. Now, once you realized that you were effectively starting in pole, was that a little bit more nerve-wracking for you?
Oh, it's way more nerve-wracking. Just starting on the front grid or even like on the second grid, there's so much pressure. Just like if if it's not actually there physically, it's all in your head, and it's utterly crazy. I don't know if you caught it on broadcast or not, but like after turn one, I lit up the rears a bit too much, and I was fighting with my wheel to keep it straight. And later on, I saw Reed coming up, and I was like, "Oh no, here comes Reed!" Always a front runner and very fast driver. So, um, but I believe he copped a slowdown towards the end there, which allowed me to really take it home. Otherwise, I would have had a very interesting battle on my hands at the end there.
Well, Gareth, we're good to have you back up here, my friend. It's been too long since August of last year. A massive win for you in that number 25 machine. Bloomin' onions for everybody. But, Gareth, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, the final send-offs of the night. Who you want to give a shout out to that make it happen for you?
Well, I tell you what, people usually shout out friends and a whole bunch of sponsors and stuff like that and whatever else. But I'm going to shout out my family. And my family includes not only my grandparents, that I'm sure they're watching, my girlfriend, I guess, is technically part of the family. That's how girlfriends work, I think. Or unless
Correct.
not for
Yes,
them
can
married.
confirm. Yes, go on.
All right, all right. So yeah, shout out to Caitlin as well, and to my parents and all the rest of them. But as well as that, this entire league is basically my family at this point. I don't know if you've seen the amount of congratulations I already got just after the race was insane, and I love everyone that's tuning in. Thanks to all the viewers, and thanks to you as well, James, and Team Goon Squad do a great job broadcasting this all the time.
My absolute pleasure, my friend. I couldn't ask for a better guy to bring home a win. It's been too long. Again, you definitely well deserved, and hope you build off the momentum, my friend.
Thanks, James. I'll get ready to talk to you next season, hopefully one more time.
Yes, yes, sir. We'll keep on the yearly program. Thank you again, and have a great night, Gareth.
Catch
And that was Gareth McAllister, his second career win, making it happen here at the Red Bull Ring. Round 3 of Season 6, League Zero Racing Series, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League. I've been your host, James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the league, supporting your favorite drivers, and supporting the show. We couldn't do it without you fans at home. Thank you all, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a good night, everybody.